My son is now 5 months, and being a new mom, I'm still in the process of learning. It, of course, especially being a first time parent, you just learn gradually as you go, definitely. Um, but yeah, being a parent for me is just the hardest thing to me is more of the exhaustion and the more of when he cries, fussy, crying. Because, as a parent, no matter what parent you are, that's going to aggravate you a little bit once in a while because a baby crying endlessly is just going to get to anybody. But of course, they're your number one and everything to you, definitely. So the 5 months, he's 5 months today. It's Saturday in June 2021. He's already grew so much. To me, hold on, I'll pause the minor pass. To me, the newborn phase just shot by so quickly. Like, wow, like he was that cute little, tiny little dude for 1 minute is all. And then to me, they're infants forever. It's taking long, it feels like, at least, that he's still only 5 months. But infant was just so quickly. It was so cute, so tiny, just fragile. Oh, he's still fragile, of course, because he still can barely. My son can't sit up yet, even though he's 5 months. Still can't sit up. Can roll over a little bit. He's getting it. He can, but not. And he's almost he grasps things, but then he drops it still. So he's getting, of course, his grasp ready. He's still getting ready to roll. So he's still learning in the process of that. But at 5 months for him. But like I said, just the exhaustion as a new mom is the hardest part, definitely. Especially since I am a breast pumping feeding mom, because he doesn't latch, so I'm a breast pumping mom. So I still have to wake up every 3 hours to pump. Sometimes I'll skip one so I could just sleep in for 1 second because I'm so exhausted. But I try not to skip that much because I don't want my milk supply to go low, because like the lactation lady told me, if you don't pump, then it's going to think that it needs to make less milk and not as much milk as you want it to, because you're not pumping as much. So I try to stick with pumping as much as I can, definitely. The 3 hours. But like I said, it's kind of hard sometimes when you're out and about and whatnot. But usually I stay on schedule, or I pump immediately when I'm finally available. But yeah, so being a new mom is I feel like I'm doing pretty good. I always apologize to my son when I have bad days and I'm exhausted and frustrated for a minute, because it's just like when they're asleep and they're innocent. Like, my son's so handsome, and he's my hugest blessing. He's perfect to me. But when he's fussy, and I feel so bad when he's asleep, and I look at him but when he wakes up, I do apologize for being grumpy or for being aggravated, because I do, as his mom, apologize for that, even though it's normal. But I'm like, he's still my baby, and I'm like, sorry, mommy's just sleepy or just aggravated. But yeah, because like I'm on my own sometimes to watch him, take care of him like 24 hours, and I'm like, I am super tired sometimes. But my partner does do his best. We do bump heads still now and then once in a while, because I'm like, I understand you're tired, but so am I. I'm definitely exhausted that I wake up still. He still wakes up through the night to feed him, like at 12 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m., and then sometimes 6, 7 a.m. That he'll be waking up for the morning, and then he'll stay up, and sometimes he'll go to bed like at 10 a.m. or 12 a.m. for his nap starting. And usually now he only takes 2 naps. Lately it's only been for like 15 minutes. A good nap for him will be like 2 hours, and then be up the rest of the day. And then me and him just stay outside because he loves outside. So I'll just either put him in the stroller and go running around with the dogs, Snow White and Sally. And he loves Sally, his German Shepherd. It's so funny. And but like I said, we'll go on the walk in the stroller, or I'll put him in his bouncer and him sit next to me, and we'll sit in the grass with the dogs. And I'll have the mace can because the pit bulls on the property that are vicious, or just because of strangers, but even though we're in the yard, but still for safety. So we sit there, or like I said, or walk the dogs and be in the stroller and see the cows across the street. They're so adorable. Lately there's a German Shepherd that's a stray, so we've been giving that dog water, and it's terrified, so it's probably definitely abused, and they probably dropped it off. So we give that dog water, and our neighbor gives him food. So we're both trying to take care of that dog. So me and Junior would check on that dog. But I hate the cattle semis. I hate seeing it. Thank goodness when there's no animals in there. I always pretend they're going to a farm. I don't want to know. I don't want to know when they're going to get butchered. I'm like, don't tell me that. I don't want to know. I just pretend. I love animals so much. I just couldn't hurt one at all. I'm like, no. But anyway, so I am so happy. My sweetheart is 5 months. I adore him. He's my number one, like I said. I'm still trying to be the best mom as possible. I'm still so grateful my milk is still supplying. Lately, it's been really good. Right now, it's slowing down a little bit, so I'm like, I have lactation cookies from Target that are $20. They're expensive, but my partner buys them, and I'm so grateful because to me, they do the job. They're keeping it going, I feel like. And as long as I keep my stress and anxiety down too, I feel like my milk will stay good too for him. And I'm trying to eat greens and fruits more so it'll be healthy and less sugars and stuff. The only time I'll have a treat is like when I'm having fun with my mom, doing errands, visiting my mom for the day. Then I'll get a Java chip and of course have a water also, and just be doing errands with my mom. Usually we go to the dollar store or the thrift stores just for fun to see if we could get odds and ends. That usually I get my sweetheart books, or I get Glass to the Future home. This week sometime because it's Saturday, but this week sometime, well, last week, now. But I found a Cabbage Patch doll for $4. Usually they are expensive. They're $40 or $50 right now because they're retro, and I've always wanted one now since they're retro. It's so cool. So I got one and I'm super excited. I got dollar DVDs and I got some good ones. I got Dazed and Confused. I just love that movie. I'm not a pop fan. It's just, to me, I just love back in the days, and I wish I was in the 70s and 80s, only because people, didn't have phones and communicated actually. And conversated, went to restaurants and communicated. I just live in a terrible generation where everybody just stares at their phones, and then it's just more evil, more vicious. Now we're in a race war all the time. Every race is against each other now. So it's just like terrible. Now the virus, since last year, 2020, now it's 2021 in June, like I said, and it's just beyond terrible. It's insane. This world's gone insane. But even the Bible mentions it get worse anyways before God comes. I just can't wait to go to heaven with my sweetheart and my mom and my husband. I call my boyfriend now my husband because we just can't get married because of medical reasons, because they will make us pay thousands of dollars for his appointments and mine and stuff. So he's my husband. We just can't, for reasons right now, until we move out of state and can afford it. And then even when we bump heads sometimes and it gets on my nerves, and I tell him he needs to help more with the baby and whatnot, because I'm just like, the baby's not my full responsibility just because I'm a mom. I do need help and a break for at least even 5 minutes, 30 minutes sometimes, especially on weekends. It's like, I understand you have things to do, cut the yard and stuff too, and you want to mess with your dirt bike or go riding, fishing, that's fine. But it's like you're still the father. You're still need to spend quality time with your son anyways, now that you're home from work. And I'm like, I just need it sometimes, even when you do have work, feed you, and I just need a break for a second is all. But yeah, so I'm so happy my sweetheart's getting big already, though. I love him. He's been sleeping. Oh, by the way, I'm with my mom in her truck. We're in Ribbon for a second is all, getting seeing a family friend, gonna get food, and then having Bible study with my Aunt Marcella. Will be at her house, and my sweetheart will be there, and me and my mom. That's it. That's all that loves God lately. Everybody else went atheist in my family and stuff, but that's okay. I'm sticking with the Lord. I'm not perfect. I sin, I cuss, I get mad, and etc., and I repent with God, but I want to go to heaven with my sweetheart. One day at a time. I'm so grateful my anxiety's been low lately too. Thank God for that. But yeah, being a new mommy.